can explore a little bit. So how do you guys want to approach this cave?
Would like to be towards the front, if at all possible.
That almost sounds like ranger work.
Not that far, just enough to keep the squishies.
You stayed very confident.
You're taller than me, right?
Yeah, but you're sneakier, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to go like all the way,
As you hear in your conscience.
You can go scout. I'm just staying in front of the squishy people in the actual group. I don't
Let's
need
side by side it.
I'm not going in to scout with you if that's what you're. Yeah,
Come
sure.
on, TT. We're best friends. We're going in together.
I'm good at a lot of things, but there's just sneaking and searching and all that. It's not really my.
I've got your back, Brooke. So let's go.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
See if I ever give you alchemist fire again. I'm off.
I can make my own alchemist fire. A fucking alchemist. What?
Shh, we're sneaking.
All right.
Sneaky.
Are you
How far
gonna
do I sneak?
well, make me a stealth roll.
Yes, dwarven fighter, make a stealth roll.
Got it.
Boom, bitch. Made it.
All right. So yeah, you make it up to that section. We'll handle what happens to the dwarf who's coming up behind you. And you can peek into this very narrow opening. The cave widens out. So the first thing you notice is basically on your ground level, up again about 4 or 5 yards, there's a fire, and there's a goblin kind of sitting at the fire, roasting what looks to be a somewhat skinned rat. And he seems to be very excited about the meal to come. There is a rise that you can see, and up on that rise, there's another goblin. There are 2 humans, and one of the humans is banging on what looks like a metal strongbox, and just doesn't seem to be like the strongbox isn't dented and everything else. He's obviously getting frustrated. He stops and hands it over to the next guy as they start banging. Okay, fighter, what kind of stealth did you roll?
A 19.
Oh no, that's not bad for a dwarven fighter in chainmail. So,
Right?
Okay.
did you roll that at disadvantage?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, roll again.
An 18.
Not bad.
Jesus.
The rain is coming down, which
I
probably
look over my shoulder again at TT.
which probably helped you out a bit. And so far, none of these people notice that you're basically standing at the doorway of their cave. The goblin on your level with the rat, he's very excitedly takes a chomp out of the rat, as the other 3, the goblin and the 2 humans up above, are very focused on trying to get this lockbox open.
All right. Well, Brixa looks back at Chara and goes, signaling 4 people this direction.
He was looking the other way. He was looking at the map, not at your face.
And then, I thought it'd be verbal.
Oh.
Help everybody out here. And then Brixa wants to shoot. Do I need to roll initiative, or can I go ahead and shoot an arrow? And I'm aiming at the rat eater.
They are surprised, so I'm going to give everybody 1 action that they can prepare for before we roll initiative. So you want to use that action to shoot at the goblin on ground level, the one who's munching on the rat?
Rat eater, ground level, goblin.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and make that shot.
That would be 21. I assume that
that's-
hits.
That is a good hit, yes.
And that's 7 damage.
All right, he squeals in pain as this arrow is sticking out of his side.
All right, and as soon as that happens,
Oh yeah, now it's. We should make you some arrows that have like a kazoo sort of thing on the end of
they
it.
whistle as like the first one shoots, and it's a whistle.
Exactly, yeah.
Alrighty, Chara, you've got an action. You've got
All
either,
right.
in fact, I'll give you a move and an action, or an interact that was the in an action, your choice, or a quick action and a normal action.
All right. Do you have any Brixa, do you have any alchemist fire?
No, I gave it to Titi, who's
Well,
too much of a.
All right, then I'll put a bolt.
Oh,
in
you
my
go fuck
crossbow,
yourself.
And
Okay.
I'll shoot at this at the rat eater as well.
Okay. The rat eater now stares wide-eyed with an arrow in his chest as he sees you aiming your crossbow. Let's see. You've got some cover there, but that still hits. So go ahead and roll your damage. As he squeals in pain again.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. All right.
It actually worked.
I
And
hope he
that
drops the
goblin-
rat in the ground that's not too dirty. I'm gonna eat it.
That goblin staring wide-eyed at you still has the rat in its mouth as he falls to the ground, and the rat falls out of his mouth and tumbles on the sandy floor.
Rude.
You can brush that off.
Yeah,
That, of course, alerts the three up on that rise. They start grabbing crossbows. Tubi, what would you like to do with your action and move or whatever?
Well, seeing that stuff's happening now,
Yeah.
I'd like to move in as close as possible.
Okay.
And then, is there any new data for me?
Basically, you see a goblin and 2 humans grabbing crossbows up on that ledge. You see the lockbox up there, a crowbar that has just hit the ground with a great clang as they're grabbing weapons.
Well, then I am forced to use this crazy spell you guys have never heard of. And I would like to Eldritch Blast the goblin.
Okay.
never seen that one before.
Cool. Natural 20, it looks
Yeah.
like.
Mm-hmm. So how does that damage? Red weird.
Yeah, you just rolled a 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That sucks.
But it
that would
didn't-
be how it would roll.
Right, that tracks for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you do 5 damage total. Is that right? Oh,
Wouldn't
that's
it be 7 though? Because why didn't the 1 double?
well. You should be rolling 2 die. So 1 plus crit equals 5. Go ahead and roll another damage die. I don't think it actually did it right.
Fuck off.
All right, so we don't add.
It is fine.
You rolled 2. All right, so 6 points of damage. You rolled 2 1s on your crit. Oh, that's the most 2v thing ever. All right. So he goes, "Rat, do you want to beguile him?" He because you get that for your patrons, the Fairy Queen.
Oh yes, I have not had the chance to do that. Where is that? What is that function? Because the vocabulary is different than what I'm used to.
Basically, he gets disadvantage on you until the
Okay, great.
turn. So
Oh, here it
that's
is. Yeah.
one of the aspects you
Okay.
can do. All right. Alrighty, cleric. All right, Tithis, what are you doing?
Holy
Get
cow,
this.
now. I'll run forward with my light shining off my shield
Okay.
here. Oh, I can't
Yeah,
really
you're
see
kind of peeking in around the corner.
how much I have enough movement to like. Is it what's it called? Is it like double my movement to move through an ally?
You can just move through an ally. They'll move out of the way. Unless they say they don't, and then it's
That's
difficult.
the question, really.
Right.
As you, Brixa like goes against the wall a little to let you go and goes, "Oh, you want to show up with alchemist fire now? Thanks so much."
I'll pretend to like reach to my belt for the alchemist fire, and then just stare at her and sacred flame the
Goblin.
goblin on the ridge right here.
Okay.
It's a dex save. Please fail.
Alrighty. Here, what is your dex?
Dex, please, thank you. I very much appreciate a fail. If you would
That fails with a 3.
excellent. So yeah, I'll just stare at you, and like a radiant hammer will appear behind me, behind the goblin, slam down on it.
Okay.
For 3 radiant damage.
3 radiant damage. He is still up.
I guess that's me.
Oh, come on. Roll 20. Why would you do that? Roll this time. Okay, and with that, we are going to enter initiative. And all the commotion going on there.
Did my initiative roll? No, it didn't.
Okay, do you need me to... What'd you get?
20.
Oh,
Nice.
It just, I clicked it the first time and it didn't show.
Okay, Tithis, what did you get?
I got a nat 20 as well, so 20.
All right, hey.
I think
Everybody's ready for a fight.
I was-
the spite of being harassed by Brixa, spurred me into action.
Fair. Tubi, what'd you get?
Teamwork.
6. All right. So with that, Brixa, your turn.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and enter to free up this hallway and give myself a better vantage point of let's see, how far did I move? How this ledge right here?
1, 2, 3.
how
You
high
move
is
4
that?
squares. That's about 5 feet up, and there's kind of makeshift stairs over on the side.
And I can move 30 feet, so I move 15.
You moved 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. You got 2 squares more to move.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I want to go over here, because I want to get
Okay.
my rat after as my victory.
Alrighty.
All right, so Brix has moved, and now she's gonna get pull her short bow back, and she's aiming for the I guess the humanoid closest to her.
Yep.
17.
17.
Which
You
hits. Yeah.
with the cover of the thing that hits. So 8
All right.
points.
8 points of damage.
All right. All right, Tithis, your go.
Shit, that's a pretty good plan right there. I guess I'll hop right here, and I don't really have range stuff, so I'll just Sacred Flame this bandit.
Okay.
As you get closer, I'm like,
Is your
don't you dare touch my rat!
flame washes over him.
Come on, you
He's
got
gonna
to
say-
God damn it. Yeah, so that'll. I was distracted by Brixa like talking to me about rats.
Oh, blame it on me! Always blame
Oh,
it
wait,
on
it's
me.
her fault. Yeah.
All right. Chara, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna run up here, seeing what everybody else is doing. I can't quite make it to him, so I'll stop just shy of the fire and let a crossbow bolt go after at a bandit that Tithis just shot.
Okay.
That's
So
17 to hit
that will hit.
for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. That one falls, its crossbow clattering on the ground.
Nice. Teamwork. Little high five to No, that's Brixa next to me. Never mind.
No, that's
Oh, it's
Never-
Tithis. Yeah.
No, never mind.
It's tiny. Sorry, Tithis. High five.
Put up my shield.
Oh, that was a lot more complicated than I'd hoped. Sorry.
Which one of you?
Okay, at that point, from your left,
Oh,
a figure approaches. This figure looks just like Tubby, except he's got a great big great axe in his hand. He's kind of hunched over a bit, has a weird look in his eye. He moves to there, doesn't say a word, kind of looks around a bit, still doesn't see what he's looking for. Moves to there, points his axe at Tubby, and just grunts.
I'm gonna look back and then over and then back again. Is that like magic stuff, or so you made another yourself and now he's gonna distract the bad guy, right?
It's Tubby's cute brother.
It's
Hey,
Tubby.
hey,
What? If
what the
I
hell?
think Tubi's the better looking of the two, but that's not really. You did this though. That's
No, I was in the hallway while you guys were failing with blasts and what have you. So no, this is news to me.
well, that's not good.
All right. And at that point, the goblin bandit moves down and it's going to take a shot at, it looks around. It notices that Brixa is either reaching for or staring longingly at that rat on the ground and does not like that. So he's going to attack Brixa with his crossbow. Because the other goblin promised to share the rat.
Rolls.
Didn't look like the other goblin was going to
You
share.
know,
Ooh, armor class 16.
That hits. What are they hitting me with, by the way?
Crossbows.
Okay.
For 4 points of damage.
That puts
The other bandit moves to here, and he's going to fire his crossbow at Chara.
I respond with, but a mere scratch. I'll eat this rat one way or the other.
And that will miss the fighter. So
Do you speak
Riding the
goblin?
high of my successful sneak, I'm like dodging a little cute little move out of the way. Maybe next time.
all right, Tubi. Your turn.
So the bandit is dead up here.
The goblin that was down by the fire is dead. One of the human bandits are dead up there, and then we've got a goblin bandit and a human bandit left.
Okay.
And
is anything happening from
cute twin.
the axe-wielding, better-looking twin?
Other than he's pointed his axe to you and he grunts, that's about it.
Okay, well, let's try this again, and I kind of shake my hands a little bit and point towards the goblin, and I attempt to shoot a skull-faced something at him, and we'll see if it does anything.
Okay.
Doing great.
Nope. He's kind of
Normally,
crouched down, sort of ducks, and your Eldritch bolt or blast goes right by him. You're going to stay.
I
where you
didn't.
are?
Yeah, I'll kind of scooch this way.
Okay.
So I'm pretty weirded out by this, whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, he looks exactly like you, dressed differently, has different weapons. He's wearing kind of, some sort of piecemeal armor.
Is he dressed better?
That's the question.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, in your point of view, Brixa may have a different point of view. But he even has that, sort of weird scar on your forehead that you've got. Like, it's weird.
The scar is a fine scar. It's
It's a fine scar, but that somebody has that same exact scar, Brixa, it's your turn.
all right. I am deeply offended that this goblin, would shoot an arrow at me and then attempt to take my dinner or my snack or my whatever it is, because I don't know what time of day it is. Oh, it's a dark and stormy night, so it's nighttime.
That's right.
It's
not
my
bad.
dinner time snack. So I'm gonna go ahead and since I'm still ranged, attack with my short bow.
Okay.
That
Ooh,
is a
crit.
nat 20.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
A Brit crit.
Great.
So that would be 9 plus the 5, not the 10. Correct? Is that how you're doing it?
Yes.
All right. So we got 14 points of damage for Goblin.
And with a Wilhelm scream, it falls off of the ledge. So Wilhelm.
Well,
Ah, I can't do it. And one more goblin gone. The other bandit looks a little nervous at this, but seems to be heartened by Tubi's twin. So he's got mixed emotions.
Well, as this
Well, I
goblin
hate that for him.
falls, Brixa goes into light maniacal laughter.
I think I'm worried about the wrong part of this whole.
And you want to stay in that location, Brixer, or do you want to move?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I've got
Okay.
your quarry, your delicious.
Yeah. I'm hanging out right now.
Although you've already used Corey today, haven't you?
Yes.
Tithys, it's your turn.
Holy howdy! I have a question. Can I assume that this weird axe-wielding tiefling person is either evil or chaotic?
Well, without casting anything to detect it, no. But I mean, there's definitely something strange going on.
Gotcha. So if I don't know that, I can't do pronouncement of judgment, right?
You can try; it just won't work.
Well, I don't have anything else to do with my swift action. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to cast pronouncement of judgment. I'll point forward my shield and see if it works.
Okay. See, I don't need to make a saving throw or anything like that, right?
No, it's just if they're chaotic or evil or a criminal of the empire.
All right. So you pronounce judgment on this thing, and you feel that sort of rushing sensation of when you trained on this thing that it is chaotic and evil.
I'm gonna crack my neck. All right. I'll see you guys in a second. And then sprint forward and cast Inflict Wounds.
Alrighty. You cast Inflict Wounds.
And I will attack with advantage because I have pronounced judgment on him.
All right.
Awesome. And that's how I do it. So that is +6. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, crit. Nice.
And I will sacrifice it.
And you will sacrifice
I
it.
will sacrifice it.
And this is necrotic damage, correct?
This is necrotic damage.
Okay. So all of this energy just pours out of you, and you see it rush into the body of this different Tithys, and then it just dissipates.
Oh,
As if it's
fuck.
immune to necrotic damage.
God damn it. Well,
Oh, that was
That's
sorry, that was so good.
Yeah.
that was gonna be 6d10 necrotic damage,
Yep.
but that's okay.
Crazy amount of necrotic damage, and it rolls off of it like it's nothing.
And just stare up at it. Guys,
And it's
We'll see you
staring
in a
down
minute.
at you with its weird kind of dead eyes, right? I mean, you've known Tubi for a while now, and Tubi's eye, like the way this thing's looking at you, is nothing like Tubi.
I'll just crack my knuckles again. Just do what you're gonna do, big fella.
Right. Chara.
Right. So Tubi, you don't know this one. He's
I-
not
I-
related to you.
Well, we're kind of all. No, I have no idea what's going on here.
All right. I'll drop my crossbow and get out my great axe with two hands and charge at him and take a swing.
Okay.
For an 8
Woof.
to hit.
8 to hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, if I can expend my, I don't remember exactly how it works. Am I with weird allowed to use my life force like a inspiration to then just as a reaction give him a bonus?
You can give yourself an advantage,
Okay.
not other people until you're
Gotcha.
down. And then you can give other people when you're down. All right. So, all right, you move forward, and unfortunately, that kind of the floor sort of comes up a little bit, and it messes up your footing, and you miss this guy.
It looked a lot better in my head.
That's how I
At
felt.
which this guy kind of looks at your fumbling, well, not quite fumbling, but missing strike, almost as if you were nothing, and then just looks Tithis dead on as he attacks with his great axe.
Do your best.
I bet he does.
You sure you want him to do his best?
I want him
Yeah.
to do his very best. I fear nothing and no one.
Do you yell out, "I believe in you"?
You can do it.
Oh, that'll hit armor class of 20.
That'll hit me for sure.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't do his best. Well, we'll see what the damage is. Maybe he did do his
What's
best.
It looks dirty to me.
I just take some fudging totally.
No, not his best. Only 6 points of damage.
Okay, I can take 6 points of damage.
I can't.
Full brag.
And
I can't take 6 points of damage twice, but I can take 6 points of damage.
oh, that's weird. Oh, because all right, and then the bandit will fire down. He looks a little confused. He doesn't really want to fire into there, so he's going to fire at Brixa. Well, he's going to fire at Brixa. So
You will not get my rat.
only hits armor class 10 though. So he
So
goes, reloads. All right, 2B, your turn.
Because it has been working so well for me, I was going to sidestep over here one to get the better vantage point, and then like just shake my hands some more, hoping that that might do something, which of course it does because that's how spells work. And oh my god, I nailed this damage.
And who are you attacking? You're attacking.
I apologize. The bandit.
Okay. For 2 force.
Yeah.
Well, you are consistent.
Yeah.
Ruby, you're gonna need to bring your A game on this one. I think this kill us all. You could
Well, telling me to do my best instead of the guy attacking you with the axe.
Alrighty, Brixa, it's your turn.
all right. So I still got this guy at the ledge who just shot at me.
Yeah.
Which I just cannot stand for.
Right.
So we go short bow again, and let's
Okay.
see if my anger is good to me or plays against me. 12.
That will miss.
My anger played against me this time.
I mean, just barely. It basically, almost clipped him. It whizzed past his head, but yeah. Alrighty, Tithis, what do you got?
Oh boy, how
Do you want to stay in that location there, Brixa, or do you want to move a little bit?
No, I am gonna stay.
I will use a quick action to cast Healing Word on myself. I will not sacrifice it.
Okay.
Spend my recovery die.
All right.
D8. So I will roll a D8. For 4, which isn't terrible.
No.
Oh, wait, wrong way. 2, 3, 4. I would also like to mention that I am currently using our plate platform to track my stats, and it's been working very, very well.
Oh, cool.
Back at 9. And then, because I expended my only melee spell, I will simply cast Sacred Flame on our friend here. It is not technically a ranged attack, so
It is not, because I'm making a
dex save.
dex save. All right, so 13.
That will fail. My DC is 14.
All right.
For 5 points of radiant damage.
It is not immune to radiant.
Excellent. That is good to know. I would hate to hear that. Just summon another radiant hammer that slams him in the back of the head.
Okay, so that's right on the lip. Okay. Although
All right.
strangely, it doesn't respond to it in pain or calling out or anything else. It's just weird.
Guys, you've never
Tara.
fought something that doesn't hurt. It's kind of confusing. How do you judge something without hurting it?
It's got quite a poor attitude about being attacked, huh?
Yeah.
Or maybe a good one. Yeah.
Completely oblivious. It's apathetic to everything.
Maybe pain is pleasure.
Oh.
Maybe.
Don't make me think about that right now. I've got.
You
My-
you can't judge that. It's too uncomfortable to judge.
I'm not judging. That's not something to judge. I give up. Eat your
Just have
ass. Die.
Yep.
Just let me die and consume your snack.
The bandit seems confused by this pseudo-philosophical conversation going on. He's loading his crossbow with a very puzzled look on his face. All right, Charles.
All right. Taking this all in, I give my axe a quick glance. I guess give it what it wants, and I'll give it another swing.
Okay.
Ooh, for a
Ooh,
nat
crit.
20.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
more
yeah.
like it. And that is, so I rolled an 8, and then are we taking the full dice damage and then the roll, or are we rolling it twice?
Roll it twice. Add the
Okay, so 14, 17.
17. So your axe comes down, leaving this second tubie in half. But instead of you've made this kind of strike on other creatures before, you're ready for the blood and viscera to smear all over you. But instead, it just cracks open, and this glimmering stuff starts to come out of it, and wisps into motes that start moving basically up the cavern. At this point, the bandit has loaded its crossbow and is looking down at all of you and decides to take one more pot shot at Brixa.
Well, first I have to announce. Did you see that? I was right. It was definitely pleasure.
It's true. Giving it what it's want did the trick.
All right.
Can't
So
make things-
fires at Brixa, misses terribly. You can see now this last bandit is visibly shaken, and then drops its crossbow, goes, surrender.
Oh, you sure you don't want some of the pleasure that we've been handing out to your friends?
No. Wait, what? I don't understand what you say. Follow the conversation. What
It
if
takes a little bit to
people
get used
mad?
to.
Are we
So-
out of initiative? Or is
Yes,
this-
you're out of initiative. This bandit surrendered.
1 minute rule.
The motes
Brixton
are
picks up the rat and is dusting off all the sand.
No, I've eaten some terrible, and I do mean terrible things in my time in Cornon, but that is truly just one of the. Oh, gee. I'll wander over behind the bandit and like stare at the rest of the party.
okay. You wander over to. He goes, surrender.
Down on your knees, buddy boy.
Oh, he's gonna give you some pleasure. Enjoy
He-
your
he's-
pleasure.
yeah,
Sheep.
he looks
Hey,
nervous.
He was listening.
Oh, you want to see eye to eye, do you?
Let me.
He gets that on his knees. He goes, okay, we can have a real conversation now.
Let me just get one thing clear. So I'm going to assume that you were responsible for the wagon we saw down the way. You know, destroyed, parents murdered, all the rest.
I think that was the other guys.
Can
was-
insight
I was
check-
watching the fire.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
I will use my life force to give myself advantage.
Okay.
And just double check my insight. Cool, +6. Oh, that's not even that good. 13.
13. Oh, he's lying. Yeah. You don't need that good for this guy.
Well, that's all I needed to hear. All right, guys, if you got any questions, you're probably going to want to ask him now because he's not getting out of this cave.
What's he got in his pockets?
Oh, what?
What?
What has he got in his pockets? Not much. Basically, a half-eaten, now sort of rancid piece of sausage, 2 copper pieces. As Sithis comes up here, the lockbox is up still on this table. There are other bits and pieces of ill-gotten goods that are in this corner here. There's torches along the walls. The middle one's sputtering. It looks like it's going to go out soon.
Anyone got anything to say? Any questions for the...
Is that we're
But-
assuming that's Rose's
Wait.
lockbox up there, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely a metal lockbox. There aren't any markings on it, but it's pretty much as Rose has described to you.
I reckon that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, I don't have any questions for the bandit. I mean,
Maybe first we should ask about, your friend there, your twin.
yeah, that's where I was getting. I was like, well,
was-
actually, does he have a reaction to me at all?
Yeah, he gives you a strange look, and he's like, "Were you Boss's brother?
I am boss.
I haven't heard tieflings. You don't sound like Boss. I didn't know tieflings could have twins. That's weird. So is this something Boss did? Because he keeps to himself most of the time. He's a good boss, but I had nothing to do with this.
What were
I'm
you doing
just-
over by this lockbox?
Well, we're trying to open the lockbox.
Well,
It
that's
doesn't-
enough. It
What?
doesn't open.
It doesn't. Like, we've been hammering on it all day. It's just.
Yeah,
Brixa's made her way up into this area, and as he says, we've been hammering on it all day and we couldn't get it open. She hammers him right in his downstairs mix-up.
Just go ahead and roll for damage at that.
1d6,
Yep.
Dare kill him.
roll for mix-up.
just 2 points of mix-up damage.
Just
Just
2
one-
points of
one
mix
for
up
each ball.
damage. Oh, was that necessary? I'm
You
telling you,
shot an
stop.
arrow at me.
Is what you did to that wagon and those poor people necessary?
Also, you shot an arrow at me.
You killed my
Also,
friends.
Left, so
Can't
they
we
shot
just call
arrows
it
at me.
even? Well, you did come in our cave, and he goes, and then like almost as he realizes, he goes, "Wait, you're Knights of the Moon.
yeah, technically.
We
that's
followed
sort
the
of-
rules. Why are you coming in and attacking us?"
Are you claiming Rose isn't innocent?
Huh? Who's Rose?
The
If
girl
you got something to
attacked.
say, you better say it pretty quick, actually.
No, okay. I'm just saying, like, we had a deal. We wouldn't attack you guys. You wouldn't come after us.
You're saying that the Order of the Moon made a deal with bandits. That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, that changes things.
Oh, for the better. Can I go?
I'm gonna take my tabard off and look him in the eye and be like, "I pronounce judgment upon you, my friend. May the afterlife be cruel and merciless." And then I'll
What?
smash his head.
All right. So you bring down a sacred flame. This guy basically burns up in your righteous ire and dies.
Tithis, you've been wanting to do that for days. How are you feeling?
No idea. It's been too long. I'm not putting that tabard back on.
What am I looking at over here?
You swore an oath.
What are you looking at over there? Basically, it's a gathering of there's some food stuff, there's some rations in there. You're gonna poke around a bit.
Yeah, poke around for snacks.
You find 2 barrels of light beer. There's probably a good 20 days of rations in there. And then you also find basically bags with a good pile of gold pieces, about 60 gold pieces, 35 silver pieces. There's a couple potions of healing, a couple more vials of alchemist fire, and a scroll of mage armor.
All right, I go, well, guys, maybe I'll share a little bit with you. I take one of the healing potions for myself.
Okay.
And I oh, whoa, sorry. I just rolled 20, like zoomed everything into oblivion. And I'm like putting snacks and rations in my pockets.
Okay.
Along with some of the gold, and then I'm like trying to like drag the bag, as far as I can, and like show everyone my goodies. Like I'm like, oh, look at this, look at this, oh,
Right.
look at this, like show and tell.
All right. And then
I
there's
guess
a
I'll
lot
grab
of bucks on there.
Box. Yeah, I'll grab that.
You can grab that. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Sure. Do I get advantage for the alchemy thing? Or no, it's investigation or perception, not Arcana. Cool.
Step away from
If you
what's
want to
going
spend
right
time
now.
to investigate it and everything else, I'm just going to see what your sense is when you pick this.
Later. That's a later thing. Give me 1 sec.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5, 7.
7.
Wait, that's a 2. I can re-roll that. I'm a halfling.
Oh,
Screw you,
okay.
Yeah, look at that.
All right. So yeah, you pick this thing up and you're like, oh, no wonder they couldn't open it. There's a mage lock on this. It's probably, just beating on it is not going to get the job done. In fact, that most rogues with a good set of picks can't even get this job done.
Well, I'm assuming. I mean, I don't have the skills to open it. We did tell her we wouldn't open it, right? Or did
Yeah, we don't need to open it. We can just take it
we
back
don't
and
need to.
add it to the other supplies.
I don't really do the magic for that sort of thing anyway.
I don't know that. I know you've now thrown away the oath, but I don't know that that's ours
Thrown away
to.
the oaths in the moon, not my actual. I made 2 oaths, and one of them
If-
supersedes the other.
If you try opening that anymore, I'm going to cast judgment on you.
See you try, Mister. I've got a twin who tries to kill us.
What's your oath with pleasure?
My oath is you need to shut your.
Oh, I get it. Not enough experience with pleasure yet. One day, we'll tell you stories over the campfire.
Sure. I guess I'll also go grab some gold because
Nope. For GM, don't write scene with campfire.
That's very. That's very Izzard of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
let's just
well-
try this not working.
I assume that someone will carry the rest of his gold who is maybe stronger than me, and Brooks has now moved on to whatever is next. She wants to go down this hallway. So
Okay.
I'm not an initiative, so you tell me how far I go.
Oh, you
before-
can just move your, like, there's nobody here to stop you, so you can
Yeah.
just move your token wherever you want. I can
I
tell
go
you
back
what's
here and I see there's nothing, and then I
Mhm.
come up here. I don't want to get too close, so I'll stop there. And I want to I want to see what's going on with this this glimmering. that I
Yeah,
see.
so basically there's a lower rise here, and on top of it is the patch of the glimmering, much like you saw outside. The last of the moats of what was left of Tubi's twin is basically melding back into this thing at this point. But that's basically all you see here.
I want to pee on it.
All right. So you go up
It's
there.
like on the ground. It's not like.
No, it's on the ground. I
Yeah.
mean, it kind of swirls up in almost this kind of campfire configuration that only slightly moves. It doesn't flicker like a campfire, but it's roughly conical. So you want to jump up there.
Maybe there's like a rock or something, and then I want to see.
Oh, there's plenty of rocks.
Yeah, I want to jump up so that I'm like not
Do you need
in
a
the
boost?
glimmering.
Okay.
I'm
Need a
gonna pee.
boost.
But you're gonna pee. All right. So you pee on it. You notice this from messing around with glimmering outside. Physical interactions don't seem to move the mist in ways that you would expect. You've seen campfires, the wind blows it and everything else. It just kind of moves of its own accord. And so while you hear the splashing on the ground below, it doesn't have any effect on the glimmering itself. And you can already get that sort of sickly, decaying smell of the stuff, even without entering it. Like the hint of it, it gets much worse, or at least you've heard it gets much worse if you enter it.
You know what? You can't pee it out. It's still
You know,
here.
I've done a lot of different kinds of alchemist tests, and that is not one of them. Not even slightly one of them. Peeing on it.
Well,
Actually,
one day
in
we'll teach you about pleasure, and we'll talk about those
In
things.
some instances, I think peeing on it actually might harm you, and I'm going to ignore the other comment as best I can.
Yeah.
Just
It's
compartmentalize.
not leather.
Well,
Okay.
I've thoroughly investigated.
Yes,
I've used
sure.
all
You-
of my
you have
skills very
thoroughly
clearly.
investigated as best you can with your peeing on it. Congratulations. I'm very proud.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess the only thing to do is to try to find the rose.
Okay. So you guys leave with the lockbox and the various treasure that you found and make your way down off of this mountainside. You come back to the ledge, and there's Rose waiting with the crossbow, and your horses are still intact, and she comes back and just kind of nods. It's like, well, look at that. You did your duty. Excellent. Thank you. You guys are able to camp for the rest of the night and make your way to Riverwind with Rose in tow. She is just as kind of haughty and no nonsense as ever, but still very thankful to you. And you guys finally make it to Riverwind, which is basically just a mining camp at the foot of a very large mountain called Shadowtop. It sits at basically a wind in the Shedding Snake River. There are rocks to the side that have been eroded by a very beautiful group of rocks at the right that kind of overlook the water, that have a bunch of glyphs carved into them. The main drag sort of winds its way at a sort of crescent shape through the place. There's not a lot of permanent buildings in this city, and a lot of it is sort of tent structures or half tent structures, and it's very busy with miners and people hawking their wares and whatnot. But you do see there's basically a large inn or inn-looking building at one point on a hillock. Almost straight ahead of you is a very stout sort of adobe building that was described to you as the place to drop off the parcels. And Rose says, well, we need to look for my aunt, that we were meeting her here. Her name is Alyssa Corsa.
Maybe you all with the tabard Silonia should deliver the packages. I'm not sure they would like me in there currently.
Well, will you give me your tabard? Otherwise, you're going to get charged a fee.
I would like to see them
Oh
try.
no,
but
we get to keep them. Remember, as part of the deal.
take the tabard.
Mm.
I'll just burn it.
Anything you'd like us to share with them for you?
Maybe a kick in the arse and a punch to the face.
Maybe we want to ask them what this arrangement is.
I'm not sure you should care what the arrangement is. They made a deal with bandits who killed and pillaged people. That's all I really need to know.
Oh, it seems like the ultimate opportunity for you to judge.
You know what? You're right. I'll come along.
We've got your back.
If we get kicked out of this town, just understand, please.
It was for all the right reasons.
Well, let's drop off the packages and then can we ask someone about this arrangement?
Drop off the packages, yeah.
Sure. So you go to that stout building. Outside of it is an orc, very muscular, red top knot, sitting on a stump. He's got a vicious looking greatsword next, leaning to one side. He wears the tabard. He has a tabard of the order, but he's kind of sitting on it, and he as you come up, in a very sort of hollow voice, he says, "What do you want?"
Did we already drop these packages off, or are we clearly
No, I think
still
we're going
have them?
back.
Okay.
We've got
Well, we're
some
here
packages
to.
for you.
I plop a bag of packages and I go, "We want our gold."
Oh. And then he kind of just sort of kicks open the door and it opens up. And what you see is beyond is sort of a version of what you saw in Borghild, except there's a halfling woman who's sitting behind the desk. There are packages and whatnot. And she, lights up as you come in and she's like, "Oh, it's about time. It's been a good, 2 weeks since the last time we've seen packages. Thank you. Put them over here."
And then
She's like, how is the road? Oh, you put out your hand. She goes, "Oh, of course. And she comes out and she gives you the payment. And she says, "Can I interest you in taking some packages back down? Same payment." I've got a lot that people want to go down to Borghild and point south.
I think we had a few questions first, though, didn't we? We ran
Okay.
into some bandits, and as we agreed to, we protected the innocents. We tried
Excellent.
to rout them out, and just as the last one was perished, he was a bit confused. He said that there was an arrangement between the knights and the bandits to not attack each other.
I don't know anything about that. You're gonna have to ask Commander Schwab.
Can I insight check her?
Oh, did you go in with him? Thought you were getting away from this. Yeah, go ahead.
So Tubi convinced me to go do some judging. Probably wasn't the best idea, but I certainly will insight check that.
Okay.
25.
She's not lying, but she does seem to be holding something back.
All right.
Is the captain around?
She goes, "Well, I'm the commander here. It's just me and Skull Splitter out there."
So you're talking back down where we picked up the packages.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to. You probably met him, dwarf, bit gruff. She goes, "Yeah, something tells me." Yeah, I don't know if I should say that.
Listen, my patience is running quite thin, so maybe you should say whatever it is you need to say right now.
Might affect their willingness to take some packages back down.
Well, I don't appreciate the direct manner, but I will tell you that Schwab has a reputation of being expedient about certain matters, and bandits have been a huge problem here, and so I wouldn't put it past him if he made a deal with the bandits that they wouldn't attack us in particular. I mean, if he had his way, he would bring an army up here and just wipe them out, but we have limited resources. So he's not a bad man, I just think he might have
Just a bit of a hypocrite.
Not technically, but I could see
Yeah.
where you gain that.
Well, for technically speaking, is Skull Splitter single?
She goes, you know, like other than he's a very good guard, he's not the biggest conversationalist in the world. We haven't really had a conversation about that, but I've never seen him with anybody.
Okay, all right, thanks.
You're really just not at all phased by this, are you? You're just kind of going on to the next thing.
For me?
Yeah. She
yeah.
just admitted to probable corruption on a massive scale, and you're just like, oh, is the orc single? People
Yeah.
died. People died. Lots of people.
Well, I
were
killed
dying.
some people.
You did kill. Yes, and that was
You
good.
killed some people.
I did, and I feel good
Yep.
about it.
And I
Yeah.
killed a lot of people with my very effective
Wait,
spells.
That's
You
my
killed
point.
so many people, Tubi. Oh,
My
you're so
point.
strong.
You were
Yes.
there.
That
Yeah.
we seem
might
to be
have-
skipping over the part where an organization that's supposed to help people is paying off bandits to not
Well, we
attack
can
them.
take packages back down and have a
Yeah,
conversation.
and yep.
Happy to do that. I mean, we could also spend the night here, just one
Yeah,
night.
I mean, we need a long
That's it.
rest.
Yeah, you
And
know.
she says, well, are you interested in taking packages, or has this soured you on the order? Because it's entirely your choice. You can give back the horses and the tabards and everything else, and nothing lost. Although I'm going to have to find other people to take down these packages.
I'll leave it up to you guys.
And we've got to go back down anyways. We might as well take some gold, and this will be an opportunity for you to confront the captain with some leverage. He's gonna want the packages back.
Right. Take your damn packages, but I'm not wearing your stupid tabard.
Well, it might come in as a good chair for you at night.
Got a little cushion.
Yeah.
Skull Splitter did seem not the right idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like we're taking your packages back down.
Yeah, we'll agree to the terms for now.
Excellent. Thank you very much. She says, of course, we don't have a lot of places you can stay, but I can make some arrangements within the tents for you to spend the night. And then next thing in the morning, we can get the packages out.
That'd be wonderful.
Sure.
So she gives us our tent locations.
Tent location. She gives you your pay for bringing up the packages. And with that, I think we will.
Actually,
about
did
next?
have one question if she has
Yep.
a moment.
Oh yes.
If she's encountered the Glimmering much, if they've had much experience with the Glimmering, we did have a bit of a weird encounter with it
Oh,
on our
right.
way up.
Oh, you explained that to her, and she's like, "Wow, that is strange." No, I mean, I know the Glimmering is all over these things, but I've not heard of anything quite like that.
Manifested into copies of other folks. He looked just like our Tubi here.
Yeah, it's and you all have come in with very interesting stories.
I peed on it.
We did our diligence to see what it was. I mean,
Ah,
Brixa here did the tests that they had at their availability.
You've all frankly seem to have experienced a lot. Why don't you get a rest and we can take this up in the morning?
That seems
Sure.
fair.
You got to
Right.
take a road.
Before we head to our tents, I stopped by Skull Splitter and I just give him the location of my tent, tell him I'll be there for a night, and just let him know that when he gets off work where I'm gonna be, just in case.
Yeah, he gives you a weird look and goes, "Not interested."
Oof. Oof.
Are we
You need to
fighting
get
again?
better. Can you get worse for that fire damage you just took there, Brixa?
Got my own tent.
Well, good talk. Good talk.
We do need to
You're
bring
missing out.
to our ants, don't we? Like, is Rose still with us?
Yeah, Rose is still with you.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Go find your aunt.
And she says, I already knew you were odd people.
Hey,
I mean, I'm grateful.
pretty
but you
not
are
very comparison. I mean, mostly, sort of.
And you ask around and you find out that Alyssa Corso is actually staying in that one inn that is a permanent building.
All right, well, let's deliver her there.
And you find it easy enough. Call out at the front desk for M Corso. She comes down. She's a roughly in her 30s, a full-figured woman, very well made up, wearing a dress with a flower motif. She just looks, mostly you've seen miners and various sort of people. She looks clean and well made up and has what looks like impeccable manners. And she comes down and she's like, Rose, and comes and just smothers the girl with a huge hug, which makes Rose kind of stiffen a bit and seem quite embarrassed. She's like, where are your family? What took you so long to get here? And Rose just looks up and says, Mom and Dad are dead. Which you can see the tears rimming in Alyssa's eyes. And she goes, and who are these people? And she goes, these are the people who made sure that our fortune, what we brought up, was found from the bandits who attacked our parents. At which point Alyssa comes around and she's like, thank you so very much. It's sad that my sister and my brother-in-law are dead, but at least you've saved Rose. And Rose goes, they did not save me. They just retrieved our lockbox. And she goes, that you made sure that my niece was well taken care of after you found her and retrieved the lockbox. I appreciate this very much. And she takes out a pouch and says, please take this. My gratitude. I'll allow me to buy you a meal here as well. And she gives you each 10 gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's a considerable amount. That's how many rats can that buy?
Lots of rats.
That's a lot.
Willing to wager a lot.
Rat stew.
She goes,
roasted
rats?
rat.
No. We're going to have
rat.
venison tonight.
Oh.
Because I have a halfling cook who's just absolutely great with venison. I didn't even know when I came up here that I would like venison, but venison can be delicious. She goes, so please stay for dinner, and you can tell me all about this. And Rose just goes, and I will correct them when they get it wrong.
You mean about the part where we kill two giant birds that were going to probably eat you apart?
And she says, I was hiding on the cliff. I would have been just fine.
Sure. Yeah, totally. Predators can't smell things, especially not living things. Yeah, just glance over it. Anyway, let's eat. That sounds great.
Thanks for dinner.
Love the
It'll be a
sound of
nice
dinner.
repayment for our unnecessary deed that we did. Rose clearly had it under control.
No, Rose would have risen up with her dagger and just slit their throats and gone straight up the mountain herself and captured the package, killed all the bandits and the goblins too.
I'm pretty sure Rose would have taken care of herself.
Sure, yes, totally.
Yes.
Would have taken care of herself.
All right, and with that, we're going to call it scene as you guys have a nice dinner and a good night's sleep, and then we'll start on next time with talking to Commander Schwelb and seeing what's next for our miscreants. I mean, heroes.
On our way back to the tent, I did one last ditch wing person attempt for Brixa with Skull Splitter to persuade.
He just ignores you.
Chara,
I did my best.
friendship here. True friendship. I appreciate it.
I tried.
I'll return the favor.
I even made a couple things up that I imagined you'd do, but I'm not sure if you would or not.
I do. Yep.
I figured it was a pretty safe bet speaking for you there. All right, I'll shut up now.
Oh no, I love it.
All right.
Support.
That is the end of a dark and stormy night. Woo! Applause. Yeah, well, I guess we'll be back next week with something else.
Yeah, whatever
Maybe.
happens next.
Yeah, whatever happens next. So, if you're unaware, we are currently minting phase 2. Currently, I believe today is open to baboon holders and the PSL role, and then tomorrow it's just going to be open. You join the server and you can mint if you'd like. We're working on getting the play platform up and running. Hit a few snags there, but we should have that going pretty soon, and you'll be able to go play a Dark and Stormy Night yourself with your NFT heroes. So looking forward to that.
Looking in the hall, I'm seeing on the play platform there is a Tower of Power that's open up for later today, 6 p.m. Eastern. It still has some seats available. So I'm sure other games will start poking up this weekend as well. But if you want a chance to go play Tower of Power and see how well you do, you've got some seats open.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, there's one table open, and we're going to try to get some more open as well. So yeah, go check it out, play.gripnr.com, and we'd love to have you. And we'll see you next week for the next stream.
Ready? See you, everybody.
See you then. Bye.